Thank you for joining in, and I'm back with another video here. I'm doing an updated version. I've been using these watercolor brushes that were sent to me from Fuumuui Art. I've been using them for a while now, and I'm almost completely done with the paper as well. So I thought I would share some honest thoughts here. And they do hold water very well. There's a wide variety of sizes and shapes in this set, and there is minimal to no shedding. And as you can see there, I'm just showing that I pretty much used up all the paper there. And I just wanted to show the texture here. This paper is 140 pound in case you missed my other video. There was 20 sheets in this set. That's just a recent floral doodle that I did. And I was trying to show a close up there again of the texture on the paper. And I would say that this is comparable to if you ever used this watercolor Meeden paper. Again, that's another 140 pound. And I think it's similar to, I had off of Amazon the Paul Rubens watercolor paper. It came in a small 5x7, and there's like a little picture of a boat on it. So all of those are pretty similar if you're looking for some info there on the quality of the paper. Sometimes it is hard to tell through someone's video or online. And I'm just going to show some of the ability, how much water these hold in my sketchbook really quick before I do a small beach scene. So this is just my Fabriano. This paper has a lot of texture in it. I like this for watercolor or gouache. In this set, I used, let's see, the most, my size 8 and the size 4. But it does come with a size 16 cat's tongue brush, and then you get two larger flat brushes, a 16 and an 8, and then a little tiny one that's a 0 for some like super fine details. And my paints that I'm using today in this video is my OG. This is my original mailing set from Paul Rubens. But as you can see there, these brushes hold a lot of water. So if you're somebody who likes to paint really large, that would be a bonus for you. If you like to do a lot of backgrounds, it definitely makes it easier using a larger brush. So I'm just going to go ahead here and do some loose petals so you can see the water flow there. For the red flower, I'm using the size 8, and then this larger blue flower, I'm using the size 14 round. And you can see, as I showed there, the bristles are very flexible and they bounce right back. But the larger the brush size here, you can see that they hold a ton of water. So if you do large florals again, or really, really big backgrounds, I definitely wouldn't recommend these large ones for small work. So it depends on the size of the paintings that you like to do. I find myself using the size 8 the most, but especially if you're new to watercolors and you don't have a lot of brushes, at least you get a good variety in this set. And then your size 4 for some tiny details as well. That's what I'm using in the center here, which is dropping in some of the blue with the wet on wet technique here, and just watching it spread. And blending it on through there. The flat top brushes here I would recommend for backgrounds again, or if you're trying to do your horizon line, you can get that nice crisp edge. So I'm just going to blend a few different colors here so you can see. Just some yellow, orange, and then some, I think it was permanent rose, like a pretty sunset. And next up I have just a really easy loose beach tutorial here. I'm using a light sky blue up top here. Just kind of swooping it up at an angle. And then I do put a little bit more on the top because the sky is normally darker on the top, and then it gets lighter as it goes down. And then for the water area on the beach, the water first, I used some turquoise and then some phthalo green. I mixed them together, get that nice bluish green, and then I did water it down so it wasn't too dark. For the sand down bottom here, I'm just using some raw sienna, or yellow ochre would work too. And I did mix a tiny bit of white in with mine at first, and then I'm going to go ahead and do some shadows later on right here, and then just blend it through. And as I get towards the end, my white watercolor wasn't really showing up that well, especially on camera, so I did go ahead with gouache, the white gouache, to do some of the white caps and waves and stuff. And then another last step here, I'm just adding a little bit more contrast with that same bluish green that I made. And that is it for today's video and this updated review. Feel free to leave a comment or even some ideas if you'd like to see me review something else or some new tutorials. And I'll see you next time.